Well, compared to Jamie Oliver's contribution to this debate, which is to scorn at the idea that cheap food should be available to anyone, then this Iceland initiative almost seems positive, it has to be said. And you know, in some ways, the recognition that this cost of living crisis is very, very serious and there's not very much been done about it is now starting to percolate through, and it comes through in initiatives like this. The problem, though, is that something like this is obviously so completely inadequate in terms of addressing what is a huge, huge problem. Businesses, yes, well, by all means offer discounts, but I think the thing that we really need from businesses is kind of some long-term planning about how it is that they're going to transform their businesses, offer proper jobs to people that need good employment with decent wages, and across the board for everyone start to reduce prices of goods, because inevitably the response to this has been, well, if pensioners are getting a discount, then why shouldn't single mothers or whoever else, whatever other group wants, rightly wants to have cheaper food, why don't they get it as well? And I think you can just see the sort of direction that this is headed in is a kind of squabble over who accesses the cheaper food, rather than a more positive and much needed debate about how we transform the economy more broadly. Yeah,
but let's not forget, we live in a society, don't we, where we can identify as anything that we want these days, apparently. So if you're looking at that story thinking they're over 60s, I wonder how you'd get on if you went to an Iceland and identified as an over 60-year-old and tried to get your discount. I wonder how that would wash in this day and age. Anyway, Daniel, where do you sit on it all? 10% off for the over 60s?
Well, I don't think it's very well targeted, as Alistair says. If it's meant to help the poor, there are lots of people over 60 who aren't poor. The fact is that we don't need a strategy for this, because supermarkets and other businesses are actually very good at trying to adjust their prices to maximise sales. And we will see a lot of this. We will see some prices of things going up. We will see other goods coming in that substitute for them that might be cheaper. People will shift what they're buying to some extent, so that they're not buying a particular type of meat, but a different type of meat. Vegetables and so on might be more seasonal, and things that come in at different times. And I think this will happen through the ordinary... We don't need a government telling people what to do about this. If they want to give discounts, they want to give money off, they do that already. You get money off if you go to a certain supermarket and you get a loyalty card and your points build up and so on. They have all sorts of means of trying to encourage people to buy at their shops, and they're going to be competing to try and do that. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm much more worried about the government having got itself into a total mess over its healthy food initiatives, which it says are there to address obesity, but really don't address obesity. All the recent measures, the ones that they're saying they're delaying, and Jamie Oliver's got into an Eton mess about.
I see what you did there.
All those measures, even the government has calculated that if they were applied, they would save nationally for each person 3 calories a day. Now, let me just tell you, Michelle, 3 calories a day isn't even half a gram of butter. It's the sort of thing you can put in your sandwich without even noticing. So it's not about obesity. It's actually about people trying to make you eat what they call healthy food, which means food like they eat. And frankly, I don't think this is the right time to be doing this. And Jamie Oliver should take his Eton mess and gobble it up.
Gobble it